I'm not sure why they're going nuclear at this very moment, only because it's not like this is the last opportunity for Trump to be up for this.
No.
And also, according to the schedule, January 31st was the deadline for nominations. He basically had not even been in office at that point. It was just too early. So why lose your mind over this? Why burn the entire bridge?
I don't know. This is the strangest thing. And, you know, if he does something that's deserving of it, he will get it. I don't think that's the case of a snub. And also, he supported the woman who got it, who very much deserved it, by the way.
And she supports him.
And she supports him, and also all the things he's doing in Venezuela. So it's kind of odd to, and she dedicated it to him, too. I mean, it wasn't like, but he wants the medal.
This is going to work out. I'll predict tonight he will get it next year. There's no one else on planet Earth more deserving of it. The nominations will go in
planet Earth
by January. And look at all the peace deals he's brokered. What's happening, by the way, what's happening in the Middle East, what's happening with the hostages, brokering this peace agreement is the most historic moment of his presidency. He's going to go over there, and Monday morning, as I understand it, he's going to be there when these hostages are coming out. He's going to meet with the families, and then he's going to go to Egypt and sign historic documents on Middle East peace. This is the most historic and interesting moment of his presidency and maybe of any presidency in the recent era. Of course he deserves it, and he'll get nominated sometime between now and January for this moment. And when we give it to him next year, everybody ought to root for it, because it's not just an award for him. It'll be an award for American leadership on the world stage, which is a good thing.
Congresswoman, do you think he deserves a Nobel Peace Prize if this deal actually is carried out?
Well, first of all, if we're able to have peace in the Mideast, that is a good thing. Releasing the hostages, having Hamas be eliminated or not be in charge anymore, and having peace in the Mideast, that's a really big deal. But as far as like, why did he not get it this year, to your point, right? The deadline was in January. But it's kind of interesting because he's been a little obsessed about the Nobel Peace Prize for a long time, so much so that President Obama lives rent-free in his head because he talks about him a lot. But if he wins it,
but do you think?
Absolutely.
I mean, but do you think that he would deserve it for this particular?
Yeah,
achievement,
absolutely,
you know?
absolutely. If we're able to get the hostages home and have peace in the Mideast, that is a good thing. We should all celebrate that.
I actually think he was nominated. I think he was nominated in December by Congresswoman Claudia Tenney. He was nominated prior to. So I think there is a level of frustration.
But not for this.
Yes,
You're talking about
obviously not for
December.
this. No, this didn't happen. But from the Abraham Accords and other things, I think from the first
But
administration.
nobody lobbies like this. And if there is an accord, then it is. Then,
look, I think there's also some frustration from MAGA world. If you look, 4 presidents have got the Nobel Peace Prize, 3 of whom were Democrats. One was Barack Obama. He was barely in office, like 6-7 months before he got the Nobel Peace Prize. They gave one to Al Gore in his second career as a climate alarmist. I mean, he got that in 2007. So you can understand there's some frustration given what just took place and why they're like, hey, what's going on here?
well,
Let me just play.
I know, but can I just say one
Yeah.
thing? This is not that kind of, like, it's not a kid's soccer team where everybody gets a statue.
A participation trophy.
It seems so strange to fix. I know you actually think it's odd to fixate on it. He will get it next year if he brokers this peace deal. I think Scott's right about that.
Again, you're saying fixated on it. I mean, yeah, obviously he wants it. I mean, there's no question he wants it. Of course, he thinks he's owed it. I think a lot of people believe
He's definitely fixated on it. But I want to play it for those who didn't hear what he had to say. He had a phone conversation with the woman who did win the Nobel Peace Prize, and as you all noted, she dedicated the Peace Prize to him in terms of his support for the Venezuelan, liberation movement. But here's what he said.
The person who actually got the Nobel Prize called me and said, I'm accepting this in honor of you because you really deserved it. That a very nice thing to do. I didn't say then give it to me, though. I think she might have. She was very nice. And I've been helping her along the way. And you could also say it was given out for 24, and I was running for office in 24. All of the transactions that we did in terms of closing.
Well, look, I mean, it seems like maybe he's coming to terms with the fact that this is, in a way, a bit backward-looking, the way that they award this prize. But I also think the awarding of this prize to Machado also raises some other parts of this, which is that, the Peace Prize Committee chairman described it as awarding this prize based on courage and integrity. And this is a person who, you know, she is physically putting her
Right,
life on the
exactly.
line for
That's
this. And for freedom of expression, freedom of the press, democracy, et cetera. And some people have raised questions about whether Trump's conduct at home domestically cuts against an argument for the Peace Prize, specifically the accusations that he's trying to suppress the freedom of press, that he literally said a couple of days ago that he's getting rid of freedom of speech when it comes to flag burning, and how he deals with opposition in this country. I mean, do you think that that would be fair to take into consideration for the Peace Prize Committee?
I think that sounds like petty sniping, to be honest. I think it's a Nobel Peace Prize. This is the peace president. He's brokered peace deals all over the world. This one happening right now, and this has dominated our world conversation for the last 2 years. What happened to Israel on October the 7th, what happened to the hostages, what's going on in Gaza. If this gets solved, and everyone involved has said it would not have been solved if not but for Donald Trump, I don't know how you don't give it to him. If they don't give it to him over this, then this thing is completely and totally lost all meaning, and who would want
if this works, though, there's lots of people who have meaning for it. I mean, Yulia Navalny could have gotten it. There's lots of people. It's not the only person worldwide.
I'm saying if they don't give it to him for
and if he
this, it would drain it of all of its
and if he settles the Ukraine situation, let's give him two. Let's he can be the Susan Lucci of.
But I think what
Nobel
Abby is asking
Prizes.
is, does his cumulative behavior and how he conducts himself and how he values democratic norms, does that play into whether or not he would deserve a Peace Prize for this one specific issue in the Mideast? I think that's what you're asking, Abby. And I don't have the answer to that because I don't know what criteria the Nobel Committee uses. But I think it's a legitimate concern. And you talk about him brokering peace around the world. He's pissing off our allies. He is creating bad blood with his bad trade deals. He once said that Ukraine was the aggressor in the war. And so there have been some very egregious comments he's made on the international stage. But if we're just isolating what's happening in the Mideast, maybe it's worth it.
And look, I mean,
Yasser
Trump,
Arafat, by the way.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know.
I mean, and listen, I do think also Trump is entitled to a degree to reshape the world order in a different way. I mean, that does actually make him consequential if he's able to do it, and if he's able to do it to the end of peace. You can't knock it if it's working. So I think that we're at one of these moments where you have to just evaluate the results, not just the rhetoric of what is happening.
Fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.